all that good stuff, but we have a nice group assembled. Welcome everyone. I'm Karen Richardson. I am privileged to be the Executive Director of the Virginia Society for Technology and Education. And I'm so excited to get us started this evening with, I believe, our second Outreach Committee webinar. It is organized and hosted by our wonderful board member, Chanel Alford, who is the head of our Outreach Committee. So I'm going to go ahead and I will just say one reminder: if you're looking for additional webinars, the Education Committee will be hosting a webinar with Common Sense Education next Thursday. And if you head to VSTE.org, you can find that information and the registration link as well. But for this evening, we're very excited, as always, to partner with CodeVA. I'm muting and turning it over to my good friend. Go ahead, Chanel.
All right, good evening, everyone. I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming. We are extremely excited to have CodeVA here. It's going to be an amazing night. These ladies are advocates for computer science in the state of Virginia. They've advocated for lots of policies, and they are going to rock the house tonight. So you didn't come to see me tonight. You came to see CodeVA. So I'm going to turn it over to them for this fabulous presentation. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for coming also.
Thank you.
I think that oftentimes when people hear computer science, they think that it's just programming or it's just coding. Computer science is a lot more than that. It's in everything that we do.
We define computer science as the study of how we use technology to solve human problems.
It's patterns, it's matching.
It's something that is creative.
It's problem solving.
It's a basic and foundational literacy.
If we do not invest in ensuring that computer science becomes a critical component undergirding all of education, we are not going to be able to progress and solution for issues in our society. So, CodeVA is where we need to start.
Computer science has an enormous equity issue. It tends to be students that traditionally have had access are white and Asian males. If you have one small group of the population that has that magic ability to create solutions, they also have a power to decide what problems are worth solution and what is not worth solution.
The entire mission of CodeVA is to try to provide that equitable access for computer science literacy for all students in Virginia, K through 12.
If we're not allowing for the most expansive opportunity of ideas to exist, then we are already discounting and excluding generations to come.
And this is why we need to invest in it and invest in our kids being owners of this, not just users of it.
And in order to do that, it takes everyone chipping in.
And really, we look at it from a couple different lenses, which brings out our 4 different arms.
So the first is Educator Engagement, and that is professional learning for teachers. We teach them the foundations of computer science and, most importantly, how to teach it in their classrooms. And it's led by other working teachers.
The curriculum that I used initially was the Exploring Computer Science curriculum, which is a completely free packet, and it goes day by day, but it leaves enough room for you to customize it to yourself.
Once you've been a part of any of our trainings, you're now a part of the CodeVA community. You now have other teachers around the state who are also interested in this idea and who can support you through their best practices or their implementations.
And then we also have the student programs.
Specifically, what we do with Eureka is a lot of arts integrated computer science.
We have summer camps, workshops, in-school enrichment.
They're really fun. They're really accessible. They're either free or very low cost.
Our goal is to get kids introduced to computer science and excited about computer science. Research is our newest part of our organization.
We're really trying to deepen our evaluation of our programs to understand what the impact is and where there are opportunities to improve and grow.
The research drives the advocacy.
Advocacy is talking to people and generating statewide and community support.
We're an ecosystem building organization because this is a new subject in public schools. It's a new core subject.
The generational impact of computer science education is huge.
Virginia actually has the highest concentration of computer science jobs in the country.
And we're number 4 for total number of computer science jobs. We're not the biggest state. So that should say something, I think, about how pervasive this is in our economy.
Computer science really, it's been a gateway for many people to create opportunities for themselves.
Computer science is active in agriculture, advanced manufacturing, logistics, all of these other jobs.
Virtually any different pathway in career, and we all have to be able to integrate computer science into all of the classrooms for all students to have that access. And it's not just if they do an after-school program or if they have that special club or the gifted students. Every single student would have that opportunity to learn about computer science and then eventually get those computer science jobs. I think that oftentimes when people hear,
Hi there, everyone. I don't know if you can see me talking in a little corner, but my name is Kristen Hott, and I am the engagement strategist for CodeVA's Professional Learning Division. And we have several members of our team with us tonight to talk with you more about all the different things that we do. You learned in the video, hopefully some new information. Maybe you've known about children's programming. Maybe you've attended our professional learning. Maybe you've seen us at an event, but we're excited to share. We have Maggie Smith, the Director of Children's Programming, Eureka Workshop with us, Natalie Rhodes, our Professional Learning Manager, and Afia Pollock, who is our Volunteer Coordinator, current Registrar, and handles our Full Steam Ahead conference in the summer, which she's going to tell you about tonight. We'll go ahead and get started. Did anyone from our panel of CodeVA folks want to just say hello or chime in?
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm excited to get to talk to teachers, which is not something that our children's programming group gets a chance to do a whole lot. So I'm really thankful to be here.
Great. Well, let's move on and just talk a little bit about the front-facing messaging about CodeVA. In a nutshell, the video is so wonderful. It really gives you a chance to hear the case for computer science and what's going on in Virginia. But we're a nonprofit that partners with schools, families, and communities to bring equitable computer science education to all of Virginia's students. And we were founded in 2013 and started programming both with students and with professional learning for educators. We are a nonprofit that has a state-funded private and public partnership with the VDOE, supporting our teachers, fulfilling the mandate to teach computer science. And of course, the SOLs, the computer science SOLs, were passed by the legislature in 2016. And we've had several years now to get our heads around it, but many teachers across the state are underway taking our professional learning and really doing some incredible things. We were the first code.org regional affiliate, and we are still connected and doing lots of things, incorporating code.org's materials and resources, but really exciting. We were sort of founded around the same time, and we had that first footprint with them. As we said, our professional learning is free to public school educators through our partnership with the VDOE, and our corporate and professional funders and partners, and to make that something accessible, removing those barriers. And Eureka Workshop, arts integrated student programming, both online and in person. You'll hear more about that. And we'll touch a little bit on some of our infrastructure planning and the policy, and on our CS Ready Schools program that's funded by Amazon Future Engineer. So there's a lot of things to learn. We hope this will be a fun way. We have more video to come and more people to share how you can become involved. We're going to hear from Maggie Smith, Director of Children's Programming now.
Hi, thanks for having us here tonight. I just have some short, fun little facts about Eureka Workshop. Like Kristen said, we were founded in 2013 and we began programming with kiddos in the summer of 2014 and have not looked back since. Last year, we served 519 students and 40% of them were full or partial financial aid, and 51% of students served last year were from BIPOC and traditionally underserved communities. And for 2020, or I guess this was 2020-2021 school year, this was actually only our second lowest since our founding. So the only other year that our students served was around this number was in 2014. So it's been really fascinating to see how things have been changing throughout the pandemic. And I'm happy to say, luckily, we are back up to our old numbers and we are able to engage with families and students, and we're spreading out further than Richmond and going statewide, and we're really excited to be back with families again. So what's a little bit different about Eureka Workshop is that we offer arts integrated classes that incorporate playful learning and creative problem solving. So we are trying to get kids excited about computer science in kind of a non-traditional way, especially for students who are not traditionally welcomed into computer science. So we are using visual art, digital art, music, any way that we can incorporate play into computer science, which is a billion ways, to really get kids excited and see that computer science is for them. Our intent is to break down any preconceptions about coding or programming while fostering creative thinking. We have found that it is not just students who have these preconceptions, but it's families who may have these preconceptions that computer science is not for them. Generationally, maybe the parents, computer science was not offered in school and they did not feel welcomed into the field of technology, so they don't see it as an opportunity for their child. And so we try to engage with families as well as students. So who do we serve? We work with students and families throughout Virginia, and we focus on minoritized populations. We do have programs for students grade levels K through 12. And in addition to classes, workshops, outdoor activities, specifically for students to participate with us, we have very specific targeted activities for families. And some of the things that we do for families is we will have workshops, a Saturday morning workshop or an evening workshop during a school break or during the summer that is for the family to learn together. Unplugged Adventures is one of my favorite things that we do. And this picture on the left is from one of our Unplugged Adventures activities last summer at Obama Elementary School. So during the summer on Thursday afternoons and during the school year on Saturday mornings, once a month, we meet at a public school, library, park. Whoever is lovely enough to host us and we play a slew of unplugged games. And parents are welcome to join. We really encourage siblings to participate, and it's just so much fun. The girls in the picture on the left are cousins, and they are Eureka regulars, and we love having, it's 3 cousins, and it's their time to get away from the boy cousins, and they have so much fun with us, and we're so happy that they join us. We also have classes as well as workshops for families. Right now we're hosting how to create a Minecraft server for your family online class, and that has been really fun, so that just giving families a way to engage through computer science as a crew. And that's been really lovely to watch. And then lastly, we have Snail Mail. And Snail Mail is something that came out of the pandemic. When quarantine first started, we were like, how are we going to reach the students that we know are going to have a difficult time going online? This is a majority of our students are most likely going to have issues accessing the internet. So what are we going to do to reach them? So we created Snail Mail. It is a monthly activity booklet. It is published bilingual. So it has Spanish and English in the same booklet with the same activities. Our next issue will be our first issue where we are printing over 5,000 copies. We distribute directly to families through Snail Mail. We have a mailing list. We also distribute to schools. Teachers can sign up to have Snail Mail sent to them. And we also work with partner organizations such as the Central Virginia Food Bank, Feed More, and the Commonwealth Catholic Charities is another wonderful group that we work with, and different public schools so we distribute into classrooms, but also we distribute through libraries as well, both independent libraries and school libraries. Kristen, do you have information on sign up? Because I
Yes, definitely. In the document that's in the chat, the link to the document in the chat, you'll find all the links that you need for everything CodeVA. And Natasha Blush is the person you're going to end up connecting with. But the form is there for you to fill out to sign up just for your family or for a classroom or an organization.
Thank you, Farah and Kristen.
Thank you so much, Maggie. And I know Maggie's going to hang out if anyone has any questions, but we're also happy to connect you at any point. We want to tell you a little bit more about another student opportunity. CodeVA hosts the statewide CS Ed Week in December. CS Ed Week is a national week of computer science celebration and interaction and professional learning and student and family involvement. And Virginia has that as well in December. We have had the CS Computer Science in Your Neighborhood competition. That is the statewide competition for students that typically the deadline for that typically ends in November, and then we announce winners across the state in all the superintendent regions. But we've extended that. We're pulling that out of CS Ed Week and are allowing students to submit their data selfie up through April 1st. So there's plenty of time for teachers to download our guided prompts to lead students through thinking about their data that they create, they put out. Even littles, they create data by the patterns that they go through every day. So it isn't just about that you have a social media account. It's about the data that's collected about your daily life. And we really want that to be an on-ramp for students to be thinking about data and data science and some of the really exciting things that are happening. So that's 2 winners from every superintendent region, and you can win a laptop or a set of class robots, which is also really exciting. So some exciting things coming out. Next, we're going to talk about educator engagement, professional learning, and you're going to see one of our favorite teachers, Shalita Hodges, in action.
One of the most important things for me when teaching is incorporating computer science into my courses, because I think it brings awareness. Computer science is not just all about computers. It can be done through human interaction as well. The computational thinking is a problem solver, the critical thinking. You can make it fun.
Oh, there you go, we back.
When they get excited, like, oh my God, Ms. Hodges, I got it. Now you got a CS community that you've developed from one student saying, I was able to do this. And if you expose a kid to computer science, you just open their minds to thinking differently. I will continue to use everything I've learned through CodeVA. So if you think you're ready to think differently, come to CodeVA.
All right, and I'll turn the mic over to Natalie Rhodes to talk a little bit more about our resources and our professional learning.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Kristen. I am really excited to share with you a little bit about our free year-round professional learning opportunities that CodeVA provides. This is the front of our current offerings flyer. All of our professional learning has been built around the fundamental understanding that we need to be preparing our students with the literacy of the future, which is computer science. Our partnerships across the state, including our partnership with VDOE, ensures that our programs are directly tied to the mandatory CS SOLs, and we're providing the needed supports to integrate these standards at all grade levels. So at CodeVA, we are encouraging all of our participants to be advocates for CS education. And to do that, we know the importance of providing that language for you. So for each of our PL seasons, we have promotional materials that will help you inform others of not only what we offer, but why it's important. Our current flyer for our spring learning Bytes offers important Virginia stats taken from the Virginia State Landscape Report. So we want you to have this data at your fingertips when you're talking with other educators. If you aren't a part of our educator Facebook group, we encourage you to join. We post all of our updates, promotional videos, and flyers to help you stay informed. Speaking of our, So speaking of our current offerings, that was a short video clip from our spring learning Bytes. These are 10 thematic sessions that are going to cover a range of high interest CS topics that you could integrate in any classroom. We have been listening to educator feedback and are excited to be offering these in a variety of mixed modality format. So the first 60 minutes is a webinar, so you can just sit back, put your earbuds in and take it all in. And then the second hour is an optional hour that offers a workshop style where you can get hands-on with the topic or the theme for that evening. So we have short 30-second video clips about each one of our Bytes that provide more information about what to expect, but can be used to help promote either on your own social media or within your schools. Registration is still open for the 6 that we have left. So even if you can't make it on the evening that's listed, we still encourage you to register because we are sharing the recorded video with anyone that is registered for the event. And that's something new that we're trying out this year. And we want to make sure that we have content that's on demand and readily available for you. As we transition to what's coming this summer, I know that you are most of you are familiar with what we call our Summer Olympics, which is the variety and magnitude of courses that we offer over a very short 6-week period. What we're most excited about this summer are the new multimodal options that will allow for more learning really at your own pace. So our green and red columns here represent the typical workshops that we've provided in the past, either multi-day or single-day virtual live courses. This year, we're offering guided modules for several of our shorter courses. These are going to be completely asynchronous and self-paced using a learning management system, but we're still going to provide you with that facilitator support and guidance as you progress through the course. We will also be debuting some on-demand video releases. These videos will still be aired live at a specific start time, but that's only to provide, we want to be able to provide facilitator support through a question and answer during that video release. But don't worry, even if you can't make it or you miss it, the time that's posted on there, the video, just like our learning bites, can be emailed to you after you've registered. So as we quickly peruse through the courses that we're going to be offering during June and July, you'll see that we do have 5 programming courses using Scratch, Python, and Java. All of these are going to be live multi-day workshops with the addition of Scratch having a self-paced course option as well. For the elementary courses, we have some introductory options both in launching and integration. Launching takes a deep dive into the standards and strands and really tries to bring awareness to the importance of including computer science into teaching. And then our computer science integration focuses on the overarching concepts that connects computer science with core curriculum. In that course, you'll actually be developing some integrated sketches to take back and start implementing in your classroom. And then our coaching course is designed for instructional coaches, tech coaches, or identified leaders within a school that are going to be helping others with integration. And if you notice in the blue there, we are going to be offering both launching and integration as courses that will have the self-paced guided module as well as a live format. So there's 2 different options for both of those. And then looking at middle school, we offer the same 3 as elementary, but from a middle school lens and experience. If you're looking for curriculum to create an elective CS course at the middle school level, we have CS Discoveries, which is a package scripted curriculum that offers options for a 9-week, a semester, and a year-long model. Another option is Project Guts. This course is great for science and possibly math teachers. This CS in Science program takes the Virginia Science curriculum and helps students build models and simulations with block-based coding. And this is another package program that comes with everything that you need to tie it into your classroom. At the high school level, we offer computer science principles and CS foundations. Both of these programs are packaged programs with all of the lessons, content, and resources that you would need to help teach you a semester class. And lastly, I mentioned on-demand videos. Each of these are 1-hour webinars that are going to, like I said, air at a designated time, but the recording will still be available. So these are meant to be introductory webinars that will be informative and still help to provide some continued CS growth. And registration will be opening very soon. So please be on the lookout for the schedule, the registration link, and all of the promotional materials that we'll be providing you that you can use with other educators.
Thank you so much, Natalie. We definitely have a lot on deck and a lot currently available. I'm excited about the Share-a-thon in particular for educators who have been doing a lot of cool things and want to tell the world. The Share-a-thon, our final learning bite on March 24th, allows you to come and learn about what other people have been doing, resources, and hear about their projects, and share some of your own. We're going to talk just briefly about CS Ready. Our Amazon Future Engineer partner has really helped us to be able to have the capacity to bring a school-wide implementation of CS based on a roadmap that a school and the impact team within a school decides is right for their local environment, their school, and their community stakeholders. It is an ecosystem approach to building computer science readiness at the school level, and of course then school by school, that's the division level, the county level, and of course eventually that's the entire state of Virginia being a CS ready community. We have some interest sessions coming up in April, and so you can use the QR code, but there's also a link in the document there for you to come and learn more. Those are 30-minute sessions where we can get a little more deep in talking about what that means for your school. Currently that program is free for Title I schools to participate in, and we have some new updates to how people can engage, a little more customized version, but currently we have schools from all over the superintendent regions participating in their planning and implementation, and lots of shout outs. There's exciting things happening for CS Ready, and we hope you will consider joining us. Now we're going to turn it over to Afia Pollack, our volunteer coordinator, on a list of things, our volunteer coordinator, to talk more about all the ways you can become involved with us. Thanks, Afia.
Thank you, Kristen, and thank you for having me tonight, everybody. So tonight I'm going to be talking a little bit about volunteerism and acts of service at CodeVA. So at CodeVA, we offer a variety of both virtual and in-person volunteer opportunities through our children's programming department, as Maggie talked about earlier, and our professional learning department that Natalie spoke about just before me. And we offer these volunteer opportunities for high school students, young professionals, college students, corporate sponsors. As you know, our board is served by volunteers as well. So there's a variety of opportunities for people to get involved. Volunteerism with CodeVA involves everything from offering service to our curriculum review committee, to helping kids learn how to operate 3D printers, or even running a hands-on STEAM workshop, which I'll talk about shortly, in a public school classroom. We work with student volunteers, like I mentioned, and some of our partners that support us that provide a big number of our volunteers for big events like CS Ed Week and Full Steam Ahead are partners like CarMax, Bank of America, Capital One, GE, and they are providing us with support so that we can provide free CS opportunities for all these kids. So volunteering with CodeVA is a great way to explore CS and support CS education for both students and teachers throughout the Commonwealth. Volunteer support, CodeVA, is what makes our events and programs possible. As I said, without volunteers, we'd basically not be able to provide any quality events, mentorship, CS role models, and provide large number of students with the opportunity to explore and support computer science education in their schools. During our professional learning and educator training for K-12 Virginia educators, volunteers help greet, register, and onboard teachers for their day. We provide information, support, and make sure that everyone is ready and prepared to become a CS certified educator. And since the pandemic, obviously we've transitioned to a virtual model, but hopefully eventually we'll be getting back into in-person training. And so this is an image of how we used to do on professional development courses on Saturdays, where we'd have volunteers greet educators, make sure they're registered, set them up for the day, and get them started. So our annual Computer Science Education Week launch, which I mentioned earlier, is one of our biggest annual events. It's held in December every year, and volunteers offer support through student shadowing, IT support, and hospitality. Shown here, a CodeVA volunteer supervises students as they learn about speed and velocity at the Science Museum of Virginia. We host our CS Education Week launch, usually at the Science Museum of Virginia. As you know, the pandemic has changed it to a virtual model, but we hope to get back in person this year. Okay, so Full Steam Ahead is another annual CodeVA event geared towards inspiring middle school students through interactive STEAM workshops led by STEAM professional volunteers. We are changing this model up a little bit. We've started providing these workshops not only as an annual event in July, but also in classroom workshops throughout the year. We just did our first series of workshops at Colonial Heights Middle School, MLK Middle School, and we provided 5 different interactive STEAM workshops for the week of CS Ed Week. And we're doing the same this spring. We are interested in getting middle school students exposed to STEAM professionals and career ideas to kind of engage them with thinking about their future. So if you're interested in aspiring students and learning about STEM careers or getting them involved, and you want to host or lead a hands-on workshop or get your middle school students signed up, we are going to be opening our registration for Full Steam Ahead this spring. So by spring break, which is the 1st or 2nd week of April, we should have our registration open. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about Ambassadorship at CodeVA. This is a new program that we are working on. This is for volunteers that have been vetted with us that are really interested in supporting Code Virginia on a long-term basis. This is for vetted volunteers 18 years and over. And it's also a way of supporting and representing CodeVA through your community in Virginia. So an example of a volunteer, we would like to ideally have 1 or 2 in each region of the state, somebody that is interested in supporting the schools in their community, connecting with businesses and organizations that they think would be beneficial in supporting CodeVA or helping with CS education in their community. And so this is a great way of connecting the community with people that are familiar with the folks around them, the businesses, the schools, and can really take a deep dive into getting involved in CodeVA. We offer pretty much a personalized, tailored ambassadorship program for each person that gets involved. We want to make sure that we represent the ambassador as well as them representing us. So if that's something that you have interest in doing, we are looking for ambassadors to represent communities across the state. And so I will go back to Full Steam Ahead before I stop and just talk about the main event a little bit more. Like I said, that's going to be in July of 2022. Our pending date is July 30th. We are going to be hosting it in person. We are working on getting our location set for that event, and we are looking at college campuses around the Richmond City area. And so that will be a Saturday, July 30th. It'll be an all-day event. It's for middle school students. They can come, they can sign up for a variety of workshops for the day. They're provided with a lunch. We do raffles and prizes and contests. And it's just a really great day for students to get involved with their peers and with their friends, as well as also learn from people that are older and just get kind of a feel for what's out there in terms of STEAM careers. Here are some of the photos of some of our events in the past. So as you can see, we have kids doing all sorts of different things, outside activities, bottle rockets, I believe, on the left, and constructing a dome-like maze on the right. So like I said, these are all hands-on interactive activities.
We did have a question in the chat about full steam ahead, and this is a middle school conference. And so our elementary level activities for students really comes from our Eureka workshop. And if you are in that region, this local region, there are more opportunities because we do some in-person things as well. This is focused on that middle school 6th to 8th grade group of students. Are there any other questions up to this point? We're going to just mention our Betting Big on Tech, but any other questions about anything Afia mentioned just recently? Didn't see any. Okay. Before we just open the floor to have a kind of a more relaxed conversation with you, our guests that are here, we want to just highlight one of our flagship fundraising and outreach events that we do here in Richmond and the capital city, Betting Big on Tech. It is a silent auction. There's refreshments. There are our board members, volunteers, community members, our partners, those who want to learn more and are doing the things in tech and computer science across Virginia, who really are motivated and excited about building the digital dominion together, but come together to recognize and to have fun, betting, silent auction, and other activities, all to raise funds to help us make sure we're able to equitably reach educators and students all across Virginia. While we provide our professional learning free to educators, there are costs associated with that. We are a nonprofit and we do our best to maximize every dollar, but we want to have fun, but we also want to give people a way not only to become involved as a volunteer, but to invest in the work that all of us and all the teachers and educators across Virginia are doing to transform the opportunities for young people to take advantage of computer science and STEAM. So that's April 14th at the Virginia Science Museum in person. All fingers crossed on that from 6 to 9 p.m. And there's more information about that on the link. Well, so I'm going to stop sharing. Thank you so much for listening to all of the things we have. We could go on. We could talk about the 10 different research projects we have happening now. But again, there's a link. We could talk about our founders, Chris and Rebecca Dovey, and all of the work that's happening to help in the advocacy lane. But what we really want to hear from is all of you, just to find out kind of questions that you have and ways that you see things happening in your area, your region, in your school, and how we can better help serve you, because that really is what we're here to do, is to serve all of you and the important work that you're doing. Thank you, Shayla, who mentioned she's been to a recent session with us. Karen Richardson, I recognize your voice from VSTE and also as one of our hosts tonight. I know everyone has, from whether or not you're on a board, an organization, or you're a teacher in a classroom, you have something to share. Tim Mays is here now from Petersburg. Any questions you have for us? Or comments?
Mine was more, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, perfect. I was gonna go ahead, Sheila. I was gonna, Shayla, I was gonna say, feel free to grab the mic. We're a small group this evening, so knock yourself.
Mine was more a comment, I think, than a question. We are having, because we're at the elementary level and we need parental permission slips for kids to go online and use a lot of these programs. I was just in the game design Byte, CodeVA Byte, which was wonderful. And I learned about Twine, which I hadn't heard about before. And I'm dying to go into class and start that with the kids, because I've got a perfect segue to connect electricity and what I'm teaching them in a science module to coding and using Twine. But we have a big problem with getting these parental permission slips to do that. So is there a way, and I think it's more that, oops, I'm sorry, my puppy here. Is there a way for us to, because I think it's more of a default thing that parents aren't, it's not like they would object, but it's having to fill out one more form. That's the stumbling block. Is there a way around that? Have we thought of a way around that? Or am I stuck with having to print out the forms and just keep nagging?
I know we have all our VSTE technology and education folks here who hear those kinds of questions. I don't know if I'll punt to you all, but we might have some thoughts as well.
I'll chime in. I work for the Virginia Beach City Public Schools, and I think it sounds like it may be a district level issue. Different districts handle their online permission different ways. A lot of the larger districts like Virginia Beach have the kids fill out an acceptable use policy form or have the parents sign off on it at the beginning of the year. And then that provides us with permission for the students to go online for learning opportunities throughout the year. And they have Chromebooks, and it allows them to take those Chromebooks home and use the Chromebooks at home too.
I think our experience through Eureka Workshop, because we work with several different school districts, echoes exactly what Farah just said. It seems to be different with each district that you're working within. Some districts that we work with, it's really simple. We just let an ITRT know what we're planning on using, and they can tell us if it's approved or not. You know, then the next district that we go to, the teacher who's running the program, whether we're coming into their classroom or we're coming in for enrichment, then we may have to get permission slips from all of the participating students' families. So I think it is very specific to each district. I wish I had a more helpful answer for you.
Any other questions or comments? Tim, you just made a move. Tim could speak to CS Ready if he wanted to. Look, I'm putting you on the spot, but I'm so glad to see you. We talked about CS Ready. Is there anything you would share with folks here about why they should inquire about CS Ready?
Actually, I was just typing in the chat. I'm just getting into the house, so that's why I'm just throwing my camera on. But I've been with or participated in CodeVA activities back with the academies pre-COVID and enjoyed every last one of them that I went to. And many of them are on the call. And like you just said, got all the Sussex schools into the CS Ready program. And I let my ITRTs head that up, and they're doing a great job with it. Unfortunately, I had to step away and went to Petersburg. So looking to do some things there as well. But just a great organization. I love what you're doing. Keep doing it. And I also work with Shalita and a few other CodeVA through the Advancing Computer Science Education Teacher Design Academy. So yes, I wrote 6 lesson plans with that Design Academy and had a ball. So again, just keep doing what you're doing. And I'm here to support any way that I can.
Great, thank you so much. I know that they are missing you, but we can't wait to get all of those Petersburg Public Schools connected to CodeVA. We've got our in with Tim, Ambassador, and by default. And any other comments or questions? I'm really curious about something, just about, who are the audience members that maybe we want to lean into and focus on across Virginia. I know that some of you here, while we've got our VSTE folks, board members and members, we've also got Nathan Seckinger here, who's connected with the Librarians Society of Librarians Association. And so I know that's another, we mentioned ITRT, which oftentimes is referred refer to as ITCs or ITTS. It just depends on where your region is. ITCs. I'm wondering about, you know, that very idea of who should be in the room with us, who needs to know about CodeVA. This idea of breaking down the barriers of, well, it's computer science educators. Everyone now in public schools should hopefully consider themselves a computer science educator, because we're integrating and we're making sure that at every level that's access. But Nathan, did you have any? I'm curious about what you think we can do to help make librarians, media specialists really feel welcome in this movement.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'm happy to chime in. I've always been a fan of CodeVA. I did Project Guts years ago, and I've participated in some summer learning this past summer that was absolutely great. I did the Scratch classes and the Python just to kind of refresh my skills. So just a fantastic resource, and I continue to just appreciate it and value it. As a middle school librarian, I find that we are partners, right? We are collaborative partners with everybody in the building. And so that's kind of what I do all day anyway, is I reach out to teachers and I try and partner with them to build curriculum, to support their instruction. And then we're also integrating a lot of digital skills along the way. So we're always trying to hit CS standards as well as some other standards and meet them at their content areas. And so I love all the ideas that I get from CodeVA trainings. As a member of VASL, I'm hoping to help advocate for librarians as a group across the state to put that power in their hands as well, to make them feel, we all know that sometimes folks entering that CS world get a little nervous. They think it's not quite in their wheelhouse. Especially at first, you might feel like you're a competent educator, but not necessarily a CS educator. And to have a ready-made resource for Virginia librarians, I think is just an amazing asset. So I'd love to get that pipeline going from day one, where you feel like you're a librarian, yes, you're a CS educator as well.
Yeah, identity is so important. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, and I hope I pronounced your name right.
No, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, all right. The librarians in my schools are always some of my favorite people, and it makes me think about community librarians, right? We have librarians in schools, we have the community, that partnership, right? Where you leave school and you go to after school organizations. I think that's where our Eureka programming really speaks to that out of school time connection. And so that kids are going to school and having those opportunities, but also transitioning to their after school or weekend activities and finding access points as well. So it's not just what's happening in schools. CodeVA cares about the entire community of computer science advocates and opportunities for everyone. I don't want to keep talking. I know our hosts may have some housekeeping, or they may have some wrap it up items. So I'll stop talking and turn it back to Chanel. Thank you so much, everyone.
Karen, were you about to chime in?
I was not. Nope.
Okay.
Go ahead, my friend.
Sure. Well, I just want to say thank you very much for this presentation. For one, because I knew about CodeVA and I worked with you guys, it's been about maybe 5 or 6 years, but today was like breathtaking. People were texting me in the middle of the presentation like, oh my goodness, this is great. So like, I learned so much, and I really did as well. You were asking about who else you could reach out to, and I personally think the ITRT market is a great market for you. I'm a TIS, we call ourselves TISs. So in every district, we're something different. We're technology integration specialists. So I think my group and ACPS would be a great group to speak to. So I will be reaching out to you guys as well, because I actually would love for you to come talk to us as a whole, because what you're doing is like groundbreaking. Like, this is amazing. So so thank you so much for this presentation. Thank you for your time tonight. And thank you for everyone who attended. Like, I learned so much tonight. It was wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. We're excited to be here and to have you